Okay, here we are outside the troop contributors meeting on Minurso, the day after the Moroccan Foreign Minister Nasser Bourita threatened vaguely military action. But how about monitoring Guerguerat? This seems to be a big thing. Basically, Morocco is saying that there are incursions. The spokesman said they're not.
Yeah.
Are there enough troops there? Is this a?
No, there's I think since 2016 there's an OP from the Minurso, which contains about 10 soldiers and a doctor and a medic, just to watch the situation at the spot. But like I said, when things need to be changed in the area, I think it will be part of discussion next week when they're going to discuss the issue, or they will discuss it in the mandate.
Do you foresee any problems at all?
No, I don't. I don't see any problems. But like I said, we're not involved in the mission in a way with the military. There have been more complaints from Polisario and Morocco about the situation as is, but then we need the detailed reports from the mission itself, how it really looks on the ground, and if there's a need to change the mandate, like I said, it will be discussed next week.
You know that the Polisario representative has passed away, Ahmed Bukhari.
Yeah, I heard so, yeah.
So I guess I wonder, in this month, how is the council going to hear from that side?
I don't have a clue.
Yeah,
I just heard it, I read it. No, they were not discussed here. I think that will be more part of the consultation next week on Minurso. And it was more related to the troop contributing nations, providing troops to the mission. So it was more about how can they do the job.
And is the mission expected to remain in the same capacity, the same mandate? Is there any changes to the mandate that are?
I haven't heard anything about any properly changed, but to be honest, we are not part of we're part of the Security Council, but we are not part of the mission. Right. So we don't have troops in the mission. So I think for that reason, we are a little bit less involved than some of the other countries, I think.
But with
the Moroccan foreign minister yesterday said that he was quite displeased with the way that the mission was being conducted, and that specifically said that if the UN and the international community doesn't assume responsibility over the area, that Morocco would take over, without really explaining what this entails. Was this at all discussed during the meeting?
No. That was not discussed. Like I said, it was more technical about the execution of the mandate. Okay. It's about troop layout and can they do the job in a decent way. So that is, I think it will be discussed next week. So I don't know. Yeah. I even didn't know, to be honest, that there was a representative of Polisario at the UN.
Well, they keep him away from the stakeout. They don't let him speak there. So
no,
hard to find out.
But, no, that was for me. It was new, to be honest.
So I don't want to assume anything. You're with the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Am I correct? I'm assuming. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
The orange.
I know. So, and then you're part of the council. So if it was Mali, you'd have more to say, right? I mean, I know that you were at TCC at one point.
Yeah, because we have about 250 men there deployed. There are some issues in Mali which is quite important for us as the Netherlands.
Sure.
We do a lot of reconnaissance there with the long-range reconnaissance patrols. Every now and then you see in the mission of UN the same discussion coming back. It's all about medevac and gasvac and stuff like that that need to be in place.
The Netherlands is actually not a troop contributing.
In MINUSMA we are, but not in MINUSO. No, we are quite limited in missions for the UN at the moment. We have about, I think in total about 1,000 men deployed, but for UN I think it's even a little bit less than 300. So the most of the troops are deployed in NATO operations, in Iraq, training missions, EU. We have I think this week the training missions in Mali from the EU was stopped, but we do also the training missions in Africa, Burkina Faso, Uganda, so that's rotating. So we send over people there every now and then, or every few months. And they have those schedules doing training missions there. So we have the piracy missions. We have troops in Lithuania, but that's NATO. So it's NATO, EU, UN. And I think, like a lot of countries, we're doing a lot of restructuring of the army. I think for the first time in 30 years, we got more money instead of cutting. So, and we really need that. And you see the developments in Europe a lot. The same with other countries, to restructuring the army to make it fit for purpose, fit for work.
Did you do any cyber? I mean, is that under the military, like cyber defenses, or is that a different department?
You mean in the Netherlands?
Yes. What I'm saying is, if you're saying making it fit for purpose, is defending the country's...
The cyber defense is an issue. Yeah.
But is it done by the military, or is there a separate department that does it?
No, certainly it's done by the military, partly, but it's not the main issue of the Netherlands. I think. Cyber is a big issue.
In Estonia, it is.
Netherlands is a big hub as well. You know, I think when you look for things like Google, I think the biggest hub outside the US is in the Netherlands.
Were you at the event, the Netherlands event, where Sigrid Kaag said, Haarlem, Brooklyn, and even Flushing are all Dutch words? I didn't know that Flushing, Queens was a Dutch word. But she said Brooklyn...
Flushing is from Vlissingen.
Ah, okay.
Vlissingen is a big city in the Zeeland.
Ah, all right.
And Zeeland used to be one of the 3 important republics of the Netherlands. But Netherlands were 7 republics.
Yeah.
So it was Holland.
Yep.
Zeeland, that was number 2.
Sure.
And Friesland in the north, was number 3, more or less. They were the seagoing republics.
Gotcha.
The other one did as well, but they were more from the Hansa and the EC and stuff like that.
Flushing, Queens. I mean, you left a big mark on New York City.
The Bronx.
Yeah, I know Jonas Brunk. He was a farmer.
Yeah, so that's a nice name. Bergen Station.
Absolutely.
It struck me because I didn't know that. I moved to Brooklyn, and what's the name of the station? I was surprised by that because that's a...
Schermerhorn? There's one?
Schermerhorn.
Yeah, okay.
Schermerhorn, I think it's
that's the downtown Brooklyn.
Even not a village. You know, it's that's small, very old, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it's...
Hoyt Schermerhorn is the name of the staff.
Yeah, it's one of the earliest areas that was made dry in the Netherlands. I think probably in the 17th century already. But I was surprised.
You felt you were in the wrong place.
But the nicest picture I made years ago here in New York State, when in the neighborhood of Albany, there was a sign on the road, on the highway, Amsterdam and Rotterdam. You have to take the same exit.
Right.
And you need to know that Amsterdam and Rotterdam
are totally different sides, right?
No, it's not very far away. It's 45 minutes drive from each other.
Sure.
But I'm from Rotterdam. It took me 17 years
to get
to Amsterdam for the first time.
Okay, very parochial.
Everybody will ask me, what do you have to do in Amsterdam?
Right. Yeah, we got everything here.
We even don't pronounce Amsterdam in Rotterdam.
Right.
We call Amsterdam 020.
Yeah.
That's what you have to dial.
That's
Rotterdam
good.
is 010.
Well, I've learned a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Okay. So that was the Dutch military advisor. We'll catch his name. You've seen it here. Actually, not a troop contributor, but an interesting gentleman. And it seems like, as usual at the UN, nothing happened. Well, Simon, we'll go with this. This was it. MINURSO. This was the MINURSO meeting. A shocking display of irrelevance.